I'm gonna start the 100% journey with... Oh. I'm gonna start the 100% journey with Moment of Clarity, because there's a redesign there, and I really want to see it. I didn't check it out last time
You're on a
because
path
I
in
had
the
already
woods,
checked out 3
and at
routes
the
of
end
the
of that
5 that I'd
path
already
is a
seen,
cabin.
so I didn't want to
And in the
do
basement of
4 out
that
of 5.
cabin,
Do nothing. No matter what we do,
decided it's
my frames
best
are about to
do
drop.
nothing.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
She still looks like Pennywise. Okay, so if we just scroll past all of these. Right here. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not helping you leave, and I'm not going to try to kill you, so do your worst. Remain with your nightmare.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment
frames are
of
back.
bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
I guess her nightmare is doing this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and not being able to do anything about it. So that's where Moment of Clarity actually does, like, makes the voices in our heads live this out, and you're gonna see that in just a moment. This is a really interesting route now that I'm like thinking about it. And then I look over there and I just see I want to give, but there's no note, remember, so I'm at edge to you. So it really took away from this moment for just a second, but I'm gonna ignore that.
You can't keep going. What are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you.
Yeah?
I'll see you soon. You'll
Somehow
know
that
what
kills
to
the narrator.
do.
I don't know. Your body is dead, but you live on. Chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You're on a path in the... Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing? There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out.
So, okay, now the Broken is back to his apotheosis self. Which, by the way, fuck you, Broken.
No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we?
We did.
We're supposed to let her out.
Fuck you, Opportunist.
It's really
Fuck
the
you.
only
Fuck
way
you.
this
Fuck
works
you.
out for
Fuck
us,
you.
if you think
You.
about it.
Sorry, I'm a D1 Opportunist hater.
No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think. We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us? To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love. Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us. This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
That's a good question. How many times have you all been here?
Many times. It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all.
Lead to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there. Don't ask him about the mirror.
Approach the mirror. We're not gonna do that
Walk up the
explore
hill,
option.
hesitating just
Honestly,
beyond the
didn't read
bounds
it.
of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it.
See.
Proceed. Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work, and it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her. The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure therein. Wrong and unsettling as it may be. The only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. It's the only way forward.
Take the blade. It's the only way forward. We've tried everything else. Do you remember? You have to take the blade.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Deep in the bowels of the earth, you see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
Closer.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could knock you.
And closer.
They were a Picasso in that last shot.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
And closer.
But forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take me away and let me out. It'll be so much fun, you and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me, but you'll get to be there too.
Well, that's thoughtful.
A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything. Now don't pause. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need, and you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
You're just an object, a tool. Once you're something else, a long time ago. But was that something you, or is it just a dull and jaded memory? There is no other ending here. Just take her hand and set her free.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next. I didn't think I'd be so tired.
Princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
You step towards the mirror. It holds a truth that you must witness.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready.
The hero is not afraid.
It feels okay.
The broken feels, well, significantly less broken than before.
The fear's gone.
Paranoid is no longer paranoid.
I'm done fighting.
Stubborn doesn't want to fight.
My heart feels quiet.
Smitten. The flame in his heart has extinguished.
The game was always going to end.
Cheated is somehow... I haven't had a lot of experience with Cheated, I think. There's not a lot of Razzies in, I think. But the game is over.
I'll be free of all of you.
The cold is really the only one that sticks to his thing. The cold is just glad to be gone.
I'm ready for the truth.
Skeptic isn't questioning things anymore.
I'm ready to sleep.
Hunted is ready to stop hunting.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here.
Contrarian... There's not a lot with Contrarian, but I think that's pretty contrarian of him. Something I mentioned when I talked about the den was if I had a nickel for every time that I ended laying in the grass outside the cabin next to the princess, understanding each other more, I'd have 3 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times. And I think I mentioned that in the video. But someone responded. They were like, would you believe me if I said that you could have 4 nickels? I was like, what? They had a link to a video and I was like, what? I can do it again? And I stupidly clicked on it. I didn't watch it, but the thumbnail was of Fury. So I'm gonna try to find that. And then this dumbass gets the normal fucking tower ending. But to be fair, it wouldn't allow me to get the Fury ending, because I think I messed something up. So we're just gonna skip to the end of Tower, so that way you can at least see what Tower looks like. Put yourself to her.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
I love the narrator scream.
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade.
Just believe. We learned this in the cage.
Believe it's been done.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah. No, you can't really do much once you get here.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Just take her hand. And then she gets stolen away.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here, either.
God fucking damn it, I forgot to unmute. It was a very similar route to get to Adversary than Tower, so that's why I skipped everything.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
No.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright, so the Adversary, apparently you can get Fury from this, I just don't know how.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally! It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
The stubborn just likes the ones that want to kill you. That says a lot about the stubborn, I think.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you.
I feel like
Remember,
stubborn
you're
has a
here to
lot
slay the
more of the
princess,
second
not to
half
have
of
a
this
good
word.
fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Turn around and leave.
Oh, you've got another thing coming if you think you can just turn around and leave.
As you step towards the stairs, you hear the heavy creak of straining metal, and then a snap. She's loose. You have to make a decision, and you have to make it fast.
Okay, so she breaks out. Yeah, what if we just don't give her a fight?
Are you... Okay. The princess barrels into you and smashes your body into the rough stone wall. Why for the love of everything, did you decide to do that?
Maybe it'll give us a new route.
It doesn't matter, because everything goes dark and you die. Great job.
Oh, I think I was right.
Come on, we can't be dead. We didn't even get a chance to fight her. I'm not the one who decided you should die here. If you have a problem, take it up with the one making the choices. Dead is dead.
I was right. Okay, that was easy. But
You're on a path
the
that
fury
leads,
got
and
expanded.
at the end of that
Wow.
path,
All right. Change of plans. No more hesitation. No more dying. We're taking the fight straight to her.
And what happens next seems our answers are in that cabin. Might as well see things through.
good. We're all
Very
on the same
fleshy.
page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
I'm actually itching. I have a bug bite. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin
Still
is a
very
place that
fleshy.
feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible.
It doesn't matter.
The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal.
Why is it
Pristine
pulsating?
blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now?
Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent.
You
Smash
bring
it.
your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
So you've returned after denying me the salvation of combat? Are you here to gloat? Are you here to mock what I've become? Do you think that if you let me kill you enough times, I'll suddenly soften and repent for sins that live solely in your head?
That's not what I was thinking. I just kind of thought that'd be a funny way to get to you after I failed the tower.
Well, we've tried that, haven't we? Now come down and see what your refusal has done to me. See how much you can bear to witness the consequences of your actions.
It cuts both ways. We've both hurt each other.
Continue down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep,
Hello.
sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place
Charred
reeks
corpses?
of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
She's been hollowed out. Just like us.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
No, I don't.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
She's only trying to connect with us. Wouldn't you want to dig for a spark once you lost it? Try to reignite something, even if it hurts.
So, previously, no matter what you did here, the Fury would just rip your guts out. And I feel like we are on a route that might happen, that might make that happen anyways. I assume there's an autosave here, right? Because I want to get something that isn't just her ripping your guts out. So, let's see. First, please just listen to me.
No more words. There is only the truth of violence left between us.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Is that the end now?
No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that. She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality.
This is the only way it could have gone, really.
Oh, you are just insufferable, aren't you? Come on, we're better than this.
The fuck do you mean? Our guts are out.
So, are we dead? No.
Huh? Is this just what happens in Adversary, but instead during Fear? Because there's an ending in Adversary that I'm gonna have to get eventually. Is that what this ending is gonna be?
Don't think that I'll allow you death here. I've made that mistake before. No, you will suffer until you see in me what I have seen in you.
You won't win.
But the words don't leave your metaphorical mouth. Instead, all that leaves you is a wet and horrible gurgling as tissue vibrates out of place.
Our metaphorical mouth.
Oh, I didn't leave you a mouth, did I?
No?
It's better that way. Words get us nowhere.
Well, not being able to do anything also
They
gets
aren't
us
music.
nowhere.
They aren't dance. They aren't feeling.
Your eye, held far outside your skull by a thin
Eye?
stalk of nerves and viscera, stares back at her in unblinking silence.
Oh, I mispronounced that word a bunch of times during... Actually, a small handful of times. It didn't show up that much during Scarlet Hollow. Viscera, not Viscera.
Let's
Oh.
see what meaning we can find together. Let's see what we're made of.
Something infiltrates you. Though you do not see it, you feel it, slithering into your disaster of a body, seeping into the gaps between your molecules. The body of a sapient creature has, on average, 30 trillion cells, and each one of those cells is composed of 100 trillion some odd atoms.
Why am I getting a science lesson right now?
One of those cells is peeled from the others. 100 trillion atoms are gone.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
What?
Yes? I think.
I don't know what's
Then
happening.
2 are peeled away. Then 4.
This is nothing. Nothing.
8. 16. 32.
The narrator knows how to multiply by
64.
2.
Whatever she does to us, we shouldn't hate her. She's been hurt so bad.
Broken, you have a problem.
128. 256. 512.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
I don't know.
1,024, 2,048, 4,096, 8,192.
I feel small. Smaller than before.
Is she gonna strip the voices from us?
16,384, 32,768, 65,536.
The narrator really likes
You
counting.
can't just count us into oblivion.
Yeah.
131,072, 262,144, 524,288.
We're almost at 1,000,000.
What happens when it gets higher? Like, really higher?
Nothing. Just like nothing's happening now.
But something is happening now. Something in us is liquefying. Something that started small but that keeps getting bigger.
The
1
Fury,
million,
maybe?
48,000. The hundreds don't matter anymore.
They just don't want to count those anymore.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
2,096,000, 4,192,000, 8,384,000. I don't like this waiting.
Yeah, neither do I.
Waiting for
This is
something to
really
happen.
long.
But it's taking so long.
I agree.
16,768,000, 33,536,000, 67,072,000. Your eyes are useless. 134
Okay.
million. The thousands don't matter anymore.
Okay.
Your blood begins to go places it shouldn't.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Are you still there? Are you still you?
I
There's
don't
the
know.
I can feel it now. But we can handle this.
So
We
now
can't
is the
let her
point we're
win.
starting to decompose, I
Fighting
guess.
the
Like
pain
we're
is
starting to
just the same
lose
as wallowing in it.
ourselves.
This doesn't have to be something where you win or lose. We just have to accept it. Listen to it.
268
Oh, you're starting
million.
to look like the beast.
We don't need to count anymore.
Oh, thank God.
Your lungs fill with liquid. You smell things you shouldn't. You choke on pieces of what used to be you.
Doesn't matter, because we're still alive.
You are deconstructed. You are reconstructed. A square you, a round you, a you with too many legs, a you with many mouths which won't stop screaming. Then all of it pressed into a ball, tightly packed into the size of a fist. What does you even mean anymore? We just keep changing into horrible things we can't control. Make it stop, please. Make it stop. Please make it stop.
You means we exist. There has to still be a way for us to win. Otherwise this would be pointless, and all this torture would be for nothing.
The stubborn is
You're
going
right
through
about
it.
One thing. It is torture. But it isn't pointless. The whole point is that it's torture.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
The ball is unraveled into the
Oh.
shape of a body. The skin peels off in a corkscrew. The eyes are plucked. The organs arranged in the air in a neat row.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
It's okay to let go.
Then I'm letting go.
Okay, here
Yes.
is letting go, I guess. Whatever that means.
You are stretched
Whoa.
into a line 12 feet long, then 24, then 48. The line gets thinner as you get longer. A mile. 2, 4, 8.
This is really like the mathematician route. The narrator learned how to count and he really wanted to show off.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
16, 32, 64,
No.
128.
I'm still here.
Alright.
You are stretched
Whoa.
and stretched and stretched until you are longer than the world itself. You wrap around it again and again and again. A tense line of microcosmic tissue held together by forces that are far too weak for the task they've been given.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
She reached this point a minute ago, but she's gotten to the point where she's pretty much torturing herself, just trying to make us see the same thing
I'm
she
going to
sees.
stick
Is
around.
that what this round is about?
As long as you need me to.
And then the forces disappear. The bonds holding your cells together break. You are 30 trillion little pieces, all of them separate, and all of them falling.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
You sit in these 30 trillion places, each second passing in each of them before you arrive at the next. Each second passing as 1 million years. And so, you wait.
That's all I have.
And then all at once there is a great rewinding, and all of the disparate pieces that once were you fall dutifully back into place. You are whole again, and in your body, the body you had before all of this happened, and the princess sits against the wall, her dress of skin more tattered than before, her face sullen and disappointed.
There's more guts here, right?
You left me, and there's nothing I can do to bring you back.
She's just like us. A piece of her is missing.
I'm not gone, I'm right here.
So you are. And yet I still feel so alone.
All I did was stop the violence. You can stop it too. Just did I just get the ending I was talking about on accident? No way.
After everything I've done to you, you'd really take me with you?
Give her your
Are you
hand.
serious? You're just offering her your hand.
What can I say?
You cross the room towards the princess, extending your hand to her. Her eyes, deep wells of buried sorrow, meet yours for a moment. You despicable fiend. And then she takes your hand in hers. You're going to end the world, don't you get it? I can't let that happen. I can't let you leave. I have to...
You can't stop us. We've been through enough. You don't scare us.
Fine. You and the princess climb the stairs out of the basement together, in silence.
It's okay. We're almost there.
I'm tired.
Oh?
I know.
And then you cross the upstairs of the cabin to the door, which you open. And then you step outside and into the ruins of the world you left.
And there goes the narrator.
Behind. He's gone too. It's just the three of us now.
Is this the world? It's so cold.
I appear to have been misled by a Redditor. I was told we would lay in the grass. But still, love ending. Okay, so let's
Your
finish
eyes
this,
dart to the corner. Where is she?
and then investigate the arm instead of closing the door and locking us in here.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place. No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot. You're stuck here, alone. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends, and you end with it. You're on
So,
a path in the woods.
what am I getting?
And
The
at the
Thorn.
end of that path is... The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, that's
Oh, I
not
forgot
actually a
Opportunist would
bad
be
idea.
here. Opportunist jump scare.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Probably.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out
And there you are.
Why did double
One
click?
hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Nuh-uh. I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill.
You-
Give her the blade.
you can't be serious.
I'm very serious.
Now, hold on. We should put...
Shut up,
this to
Opportunist.
I abstain?
This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
Reason.
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and the chains fall from the princess's wrist. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Just look at her. It's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. That's just last time and I regret it. So now it's your time. Or do we flirt with her? I think all of these except this will actually take us to Thorn. So that's up to you.
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
No.
And then she buries the blade in your heart.
Well, damn.
What? No. No, come on, that's not right. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
Don't mind me skipping some opportunist lines.
I did it. I got you. You...
Didn't put up a fight.
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Thorn, one of my favorite endings.
You're on a path in the woods. She stabbed us. She actually stabbed us.
Okay, calm down, cheated.
Of course she stabbed us. We gave her
Shut up,
the whole
Opportunist.
point was that she wasn't supposed to do that. The whole point of giving her the blade was to break the cycle of violence, and she just killed us anyway. I guess it really doesn't matter if she killed us though, right? We're back here, which means that everything's fine, or fine adjacent. Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. Maybe that's all it'll take to show her that there's another way to do things. The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Reasons?
We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she?
Alright, refresh the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent. It went away when we touched it last time. Not that this place always follows the same rules. You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough. Figures. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved. I'd say this feels like a trap, but you practically said as much. Yet you still want us to keep going. They're only thorns. I'd say getting a few scratches in exchange for the lives of everyone in existence is a fair trade. I'm sure you'll manage. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? I lock you away and you come back. You let me kill you and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to figure out a way out of here. For good.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
Let's see down the stairs.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know
There's
this
the
was
blade.
going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
No. I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you, if you'll let me.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
This is such a painful route to go down, but nothing will match fucking happily ever after. Is there nothing I can say to change your mind?
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
Then maybe it's past time for either of us to say anything. All that counts is action. Reach for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
That's nothing compared to what the cage did to
We
us.
can't. She really gave it to us.
Cut her free.
What a good idea. Let's cut her free.
I want to scream, but it is 9 p.m. I'm not gonna scream. I am not going to scream. I am going to breathe normally like a normal human person that doesn't want to murder a voice in a video game. That hurt. I don't know if the mic was able to pick it up, but I just slammed my fist on my desk.
Oh,
Should
so
not have
you're
done
suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can
Right.
do whatever I want, and I
Fuck
even
you.
if he'll stick a knife in our back as soon as he has the opportunity, it's still better to have him nominally on our side. At least that gets him to shut up for a while.
Yeah.
See? We're all friends. Yeah,
Shut up.
united. But the other one has a point. If it keeps you quiet, sure. We're all friends. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. But you're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
No.
Is that really all you've got, threatening us with an accidental misstep? I expected more from you. Our blade didn't even waver when he said that. Yeah, you're right, he's a bit of a nobody, isn't he? Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning.
I've never wanted to punch my computer more.
The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
No! I needed to come down here with the smitten. No! I realized that kind of as I was doing this. I was like, it wouldn't make much sense if I was able to kiss her without the smitten, huh? I should have done the flirt option, you dumbass. Of course I did.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. You're getting desperate, aren't you? Even more proof that you can't actually do anything to stop us. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes.
Step into the thorns.
As you step into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? It feels
Great question.
so good to hear you say that you're admitting you've lost and we've bested you at your own game at last. I don't care what happens now. That's all I've wanted. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance.
No,
We've
narrator,
already
I'm not
made our decision.
fucking doing it.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
What do we do now? Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
This would be more impactful if I had brought the smitten down here. But no, I had to choose a different option than last time I streamed this, and I'm gonna... Ah!
You're on a path in the woods.
Yeah, so I already know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go grab one of the grays. Which gray should I grab? Well, there's a lot of white around there. So we're gonna get the gray related to the damsel. So let's go do that. Okay. Just slay the princess.
Blade in hand, you run the princess down. Wait, no! You barbarian, what do you think you're doing? But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and press on. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as you approach, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not you.
Yeah, smitten. You. This. Breaking your heart is revenge for breaking my heart during Happily Ever After. That was an ending. I just edited that today. I was actually crying.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
And just like that, she's dead. And the world is saved.
Well
Thank
saved.
you for seeing this through. I know it must have been difficult. I feel sick.
Sick. You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick. I, for one, am absolutely distraught, grief-stricken, inconsolable.
Wow,
You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Let's see exactly what he said he was again. He's absolutely distraught, grief-stricken, inconsolable. Yeah, you'll get over it. Shit happens.
Get over it. You smarmy ass.
This is one of my
There's
favorite
nothing in the
endings
world
for
worth
like
getting
Smitten's
over
dialogue.
it for. We might as well just end it all.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that.
So once again, another moment where Smitten proves he is a very powerful voice. The other moment we have had is Happily Ever After.
Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath, and...
Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
I mean, we could also like walk outside, you know, maybe get like Wraith. Like this would be an ending where Wraith makes sense. Imagine Smitten in the Wraith route. I also realize we haven't gotten Wraith at all. I keep talking about Wraith. Anyways, if that's what we want to do, let's see what happens.
No, let's not do that.
You won't use your fancy reverse psychotherapeutics on me, murderer. We're
No, this is
dying
what I want you to
together
do. Yeah,
right now.
that's what I want.
All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself,
and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you? I don't
Oh, I thought his
believe
line was over.
this. What? What don't you believe? You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor. You can't
Well,
be
shit.
serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen.
Smitten is
Sorry.
incredibly powerful. Even
That's
pre-pristine
right.
cut.
You're all sorry. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Gray. Alright. There's not a lot you
You're
can do
on
with
a
the gray
path in
once
the
you get
wood.
here.
You horrid monster. Do you think just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath.
My wrath.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her. The interior of the cabin feels dry and brittle.
The music's getting
Ancient
loud again.
dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall. Is that her?
Our beloved. So she does live.
Well, I'd less say live, more so say is a ghost.
She doesn't look very alive to me.
Yeah, I agree with the cold.
Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
What door?
The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. There's a mirror, that's it. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Great question.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
Alright, approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door.
Wipe the mirror.
It's time for all of you to see what we've become.
You reach forward and place your hand
No.
on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again. My love. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
And proceed down the stairs.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
Yep.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead.
She's dead.
Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs, clutching a brightly burning torch. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she
Yeah.
isn't dead.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard for ghosts to die. Most ghosts are not living, but they're definitely not, you know?
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead?
Or maybe don't be
She
so
is clearly
stupid.
conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. We
Yeah.
make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything. She
Sure.
hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
I don't remember her having lines.
That angelic voice, I missed you too, my beloved. You sure snapped back to your old self quick.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
Hey, I think you dropped something.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation, immediately catches fire.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
She's trying to kill us. A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
Smitten, we don't want this. I'm going to burn.
It's okay. I'm going to burn too. And then we won't
You're a
fight.
ghost.
She's right about the last part. Burning doesn't hurt forever.
No, that's being boiled alive, isn't it? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, isn't burning, like, one of the only methods of death where, like, your, like, pain receptors are pretty much still intact? No, I'm pretty sure it's
The
being
fire
boiled
grows
alive.
quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting every surface with strokes of flame. You're choked by smoke, and the air around you grows uncomfortably warm. We've never burned to death before. I wonder how it's going to feel. Bad! I bet it'll feel really, really bad!
Yeah, it will feel really, really bad, but cold won't feel a thing.
Yes, it will be terrible. So you
might become the voice of
something
the
to do and fast.
room temperature,
Your
but
personal safety is
that's
far
about it.
from the only thing she's threatening right now. I think a bit of fiery passion is good for the world. You're just trying to spoil her fun.
maybe a different fiery passion, just not, you know, literal fiery passion.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm trying to prevent oblivion.
Can't hear you over the music. Yeah, let's rush for the door.
As you rush up the stairs, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You ignore the princess, throwing yourself headlong against the door, bashing at it with your clenched fists in a vain attempt at freedom. It's no use. You're stuck here.
That was pretty loud.
Your skin starts to bubble. As layers of you peel away into raw, seeping burns, you feel a hand on yours. You turn to see the princess, face bright and smile.
she looks like
wide with
Rapunzel
manic affection.
at the end of the movie.
She clutches you close to her chest, watching with loving
Specifically
eyes
just the
as
hair.
flames eat you away, bit by bit.
And
The
there
pain
goes
is unbearable
a lot
at
more of her.
first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins. But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything. See? That wasn't so bad. It was so bad. Somehow, nothing is so much worse.
Yeah, not being able to feel a thing while you're burning alive doesn't sound very fun.
You'll get used to it.
Sure.
There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away. Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough.
Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me. The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin. It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending
is it?
after all. We can die happy.
And her veil comes back. Hello.
I can finally see you.
Yeah, we've been
It's
through the song and dance
so
like
long,
20,000 times.
And my heart
What
has
happens now?
ever the path when the echoes so.
Alright. So, slay the princess.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it. I kill you, you kill me.
There's the burned gray, while she
Faster
takes
and
all my
faster and
frames.
faster. I kill you, you kill me. Hollow eyes watch from the dry corners of a memory. A home built on all the futures that were supposed to be. Preserved until the moment of reunion. The fire of the heart sets it all ablaze. I kill you and me. An ending is a passion that can only be expressed with a moment in time. It is a seed for a new beginning. To linger on an ending is to rob it of its life. And without me, all that's left to do is linger.
Okay. I killed you without a second thought, and when you returned to set us both ablaze, I remained while you burned away.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you.
Okay. So, there's a series of things.
A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
Of course I helped you. You didn't want us to hate each other.
Then help me.
Well,
again.
actually, I realized
We
that
are each
that's not the
other's
ending I'm going
liberation.
for this time around.
That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen?
Yeah, no, I messed up that. Oh, Fury.
What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with?
I feel like Fury would make a pretty good chef.
A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that feel it.
But what am I if not a body? Sure.
You and you.
Okay. Tower.
Nothing. A black hole of self.
Yeah, I got her on accident.
By the matter of your restless thoughts. A dog blind to its leash. But there is no light without the dark. When I proclaimed my godhood and offered you a place at my side, you gladly became the instrument of my new creation. Only with both of us is there a future to look towards. It is hope that calls many into being.
Submitting to you was a mistake. I would have destroyed you if I knew what you were.
You knew what I was then.
just as you know what I am now.
Moment of clarity.
There are few things more terrifying than one's own house, and there is almost nothing more terrifying than sharing it with another. But the most terrifying thing of all is to leave one's heart unshared. You are the only thing like me, and I am the only thing like you. Could you bear the weight of an eternity alone? Do you dare to shape a reality of solitude and thrust it on creation?
Address this vessel's statement directly. If that is what it takes to rid the world of suffering and can bear the solitude.
Your certainty is an illusion of passion and wakefulness. You won't know what solitude truly is unless
I can't hear you.
sentence yourself to it forever.
Let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
No, I'm good. Take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
Enter the basement.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
I don't want to do
And down we
this,
go.
but
We shouldn't keep her waiting.
it's almost necessary.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me.
Yeah,
You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
sure, if there's anything to chat about. I'm sorry, said the princess.
You and me both.
Dang, I feel bad. But it's for that 100%.
Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Yep. You blink, and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Whatever action brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged and left each of you with a piece of the other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. The world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
No, she's not. A small part of her is with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal?
Literal.
It doesn't matter. We don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
Leave the cabin. You leave the basement behind. And the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
The path and the woods outside are an empty canvas, but there's even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor, a world free from death. Set yourself free. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel a sensation in your limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. Feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. Push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Yep. Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once the unyielding tension gives way. And then the shattering. You are free, and before you lies the endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will and by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. For there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
It's finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through.
I don't think we ever had
All it
stubborn
takes to be a
in this
winner
entire
is
run.
grit and determination.
Did we? Might have been in Fury.
We
I don't know.
really did win, didn't we?
Yeah.
We're the house now. We get to make the rules.
Yes, sir, we do.
This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. Whatever's out there.
Yeah.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us?
I mean,
Who
the
would have
narrator
thought we'd
did,
actually
you
wind
know.
up siding with him.
Yeah, who would have thought? This isn't what I meant to do. But, you know, we kind of just ended up doing this.
The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive has stopped. I could get used to this.
Yeah, Paranoid is definitely
That
happy.
wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, we had to
Well,
do a
boys,
murder.
how does it?
Shut up.
I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable.
Yeah, Smitten's not going to take
Lucky
this
for
very well.
us, you have forever to get over it.
Yeah, Smitten's the only one that doesn't like how this whole thing ended up.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
I don't think
Here,
Smitten will ever get better.
To our vanquished foe. It's good to be back. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We can do that, yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah. We can do that.
We'll figure something out.
You're on a path. You're here.
Yeah, I know. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
No. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh no, he definitely does.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Oh well. Quietly continue down the path. Good. Maybe everyone should die. That's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well.
No, because I'm a bird.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of
There's
this
always
place.
a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Okay.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Maybe.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
You might be right.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2. The Stranger. We have not met the princess yet. That is an important note.
You're on a path in the woods.
Also, there's a wall
and at
now.
the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Maybe.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed into the cabin.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with.
No, I'm going to listen to the Contrarian.
You cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
What will happen?
Because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
That is a fair
I'm not going
point.
to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine.
Alright, we're just gonna enter the basement. No
The door to
blade.
the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
Yeah, this one, if you follow it, it starts going up. This one's fucking upside down. This one, if you follow it, disappears.
The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Yeah, I don't think smelling everything at once is very...
If the princess
gonna
lives
feel
here,
very
slaying
good.
her is probably doing her a favour.
The one time I agree, yeah.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, No,
No,
thank you.
no, thank you.
Oh, don't be such a baby.
Oh, sorry, Contrarian. I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Hero, you're sounding a little bit like paranoid.
We don't
Are
even
you
have
okay?
a weapon.
You'll
But
be
we already
fine.
tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's take the harsh stairs to the left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel.
I didn't think they'd be that rough.
The air around you
Oh.
grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway,
What happened if I went
losing
down the soft
yourself
stairs?
in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
I really like
Princess,
the Contrarian.
eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement.
Can we like turn
Don't
the lights
forget
on or
why
something?
you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching you stare at me for a long, long time.
My bad.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. I don't think she likes us.
I don't think so either.
Wouldn't you be skeptical of someone stumbling in here if you were her? We lost ourselves the second we stepped into this place. I don't know how long she's been here, but I can't imagine it'd be easy for her to trust anyone. Those eyes, though. They're so sharp. It's just deception. Don't buy into it. You can do this.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
Nope.
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time? Does it matter? Yes. It matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen.
No, it's more so we
Only
didn't
you'd listened
see
to
anything.
whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I'm all for that plan. getting down here was weird. Like it was pulled apart and pulled back together. You know what happened to me?
Like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay?
Why'd I get the bitch
not really
version?
cut
I should have
out for
gone down the
this, are
soft
you?
stairs.
What?
For all I know, you're locked down here for a reason. Do you know why you're here?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away
Why was it
here.
so
I'm a
loud?
monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
You do that.
Okay, there must be something we can do. Asking questions just seems to make things worse. This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. You can do this.
Yeah.
But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking
I've
it.
one
Your drifting
thought.
thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's do everything all at once.
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Well, that's not good, is it?
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Wit would be nice.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
There he goes.
falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit.
You're behind, girl.
We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
The depressed princess is so far behind.
Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this.
You think?
How surprisingly sincere.
Yeah, from the
I don't
contrarian. What the
actually
fuck?
think our actions had consequences.
You're a dumbass.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Again, depressed princess, is far behind as usual. I'll do my best. Damn it. What's next? Let's get the razor. However, not the razor that I've already gotten,
You're on
because
a
that'd
path.
be boring. What I want is the other version of the razor, which is actually a really cool version of the razor. So, last time I was here, I took the blade, right? And that gives us an advantage against this murderous lady. What if we don't?
Are we really doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
Yeah, but we'll be fine.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why
No,
you're here.
I trust her.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
I'd like to trust you, but no, I fully trust her. I don't have the key.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so
Right,
you better
right.
come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
That
I
makes
have
sense.
absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
And I have absolutely 100 doubts.
She
So
certainly feels threatening.
no,
Just
I
because she's
believe her.
acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
Nah.
No.
Activities like stabbing or cutting or murdering?
Yes, I mean, maybe. I've never done any of those things, but there is something alluring about the sound of it. I think it would also be fun to do other activities like look at a bird or touch
Looking
a
at birds
tree.
is pretty fun. Look at this bird. He's a fake bird, but he's a really cool bird. Look at him.
Okay, now listen. You're not actually buying this, are you? Listen.
Listen, hear me
Yes.
out.
I would like to look at a bird.
I love this game. Oh, listen. Okay, listen, guys, listen. I would like to look at a bird. I don't know why that's so funny. Listen,
You can look at a bird later. But
But-
if we look at a bird now, we wouldn't have to be here. He has a point. Just make a decision already.
okay, fine. Approach the princess.
Of course I won't.
Against your better judgment, you walk across the room to within arm's reach of the princess. I don't like the way you said within arm's reach.
Yeah, pretty unnecessary details to add,
The
considering.
sound of metal slicing through meat.
Who could have seen this coming?
Whose meat? Not ours, right? Hers, at first. Then yours. Your neck, specifically.
Hehe.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, No Way Out. Different from the arms race, I think.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
Yep.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun.
Hi, Contrarian. You're gonna do something pretty silly in a minute,
This
aren't
is
you?
fun for you. It's not fun for me. I don't like being sliced to pieces.
Well, Broken, that's a you problem.
Great. The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure. You take the
Sure.
blade before letting me finish telling
Okay.
you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then we throw it out the window. What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not. Too late, because we already did it, didn't we?
You should just hear him smiling, like, we already did it, didn't we? He is so proud of himself.
Fortunately for the rest of you, and for me, and for the sake of the world, yes. That is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that.
Well,
We're the one who
he
made us
is.
pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things.
Yeah, Contrarian, he just likes to have fun.
What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it.
You're all so mad at each other. I'm just going to sit here quietly in the corner. You can be the ones to figure out what to do.
Broken just became like a 5-year-old who just learned his parents are getting divorced and he doesn't want anything to do with it. So he's just gonna go wallow in the corner while he listens to his parents argue. That was extremely descriptive.
So?
Wipe the mirror clean. Broken. Fuck off.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny! That's a joke! I'm going to kill you now.
Fun.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea.
That was you. No, I'm just trying to add some levity to this.
You give Contrarian a
Well,
break.
since all
Come
of this
on.
was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
I'm gonna try flirting with her.
Now that is an interesting move. Interesting? It's disgusting. No, don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her. Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster?
Yes, look at her. She is the perfect woman,
Of
as the
course
stubborn
we
will say.
do. I'm into it. The one making the decisions is into it. Are you not? I don't think so. I don't know. I could go either way, honestly.
She doesn't want us.
You don't know
You're
that,
just
Broken.
saying that because you want her to be into you.
I know. I thought I was being obvious.
Yes! Yes! Give her the look.
The look. Yeah, the best flirts know how to flirt without saying anything. We just have to let her know, right? You flash the princess the look. And a rosy blush rushes to the princess's cheeks as she breaks into a wide grin. Unbelievable.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat.
Neat. Alright, if only things are that easy in real life. What the fuck?
I'll be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't
I'll be
it?
damned. It's gonna work.
Still going to kill you.
Fuck.
But now we can both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the murder.
We love mutual romantic subtext to murder.
Or not.
At least she likes us. I've never been liked before.
Broken is so distraught. Broken is sad. Oh my god.
Blush still glowing in her cheeks. The princess closes the distance between you and skewers you. Ow. What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit?
Hello, Smitten.
What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much.
This little bit, yes. What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit. You took that a little bit too far in Happily Ever After. I'm gonna find a way to mention Happily Ever After every time Smitten shows up in a round.
Oh, a new one of us. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died? Yes, that.
Then 3.
Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
Well, Contrarian cannot count past 2.
I haven't. It's 4.
No, this is 3.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
This is 3. The initial death, the death in Razor, the death just now. What? Doesn't work and she kills you. Again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
You just have to hit her harder.
He skewers you.
Damn it.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
Let's see.
Just keep dodging. Just keep dodging. Just keep dodging.
Just keep dodging, just keep dodging. I don't know the lyrics to just keep swimming. I've watched the movie like 3
She
times.
skewers you.
Damn it.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
I can't
More
fight.
noise isn't helping. It's just making it harder to focus. flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
Damn.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window. Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that.
I love Contrarian.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels.
Yeah.
Skewers you.
Cold does bring up a good
Ooh,
point.
Not bad. Real tough.
Okay.
See? We lasted a little longer.
Yeah.
Barely.
Okay, but it
Let's
counts.
appeal to her better nature.
Fuck off.
She skewers you.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
Fine. One last time.
None of this is working. Think. Think.
She skewers you.
Oh, damn.
And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 4. The Empty Cup.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin and we'll take it from here.
No steel claw, though.
Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, universe. A sick, sick joke.
Quite sick.
It's gone. The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera,
Eyeball.
pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
I'm
Oh, isn't that
ready for
neat?
what comes next.
Holy shit!
Yeah?
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Smitten clearly has some kinks.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
Stubborn more so.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
I'd love to
That
try.
looked painful.
How is she still alive?
Don't think about it.
Heart's still beating. That's all she needs.
That's what we should be thinking
This
about.
is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up.
No.
I'd say we bow down to her right now.
This
No.
is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
All right,
Empty your mind.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act as the princess approaches, instead allowing her to crash against your form, and yet there is seemingly nothing for her to crash against. Again and again she swings at you, but there never really was a you to swing at.
This worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
She swings again, and this time she hits something. Or something hits her. She looks down in confused terror as her arm bends and folds in upon itself.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too? No, I'm the one who hurts you.
She hurls herself at you, but as she does, her metal body bends outward, the very contact with what you are repelling her to the point of destruction. The din of shrinking metal subsides. Something small and delicate falls into your hand. It's her heart. It beats gently, calmly in your palm. A single hand reaches out to grab it. We're going for Eye of the Needle. We just slay the princess.
Good.
With a singular focus, you launch off the whetstone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess.
Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm.
She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle. No, we can do this. Just keep pushing. We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Unlaunch the blade and attack her from a different angle.
You pull back on the blade's hilt, doing your best to free it from its sinewed prison. But as you tug the blade free, the princess slams you down onto her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. And you find yourself in midair, effortlessly tossed across the room. You hit the floor, your ribs complaining painfully, but you can feel the hilt in your grip. You still have your weapon. You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were allowed to do that
The
anymore.
princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, there we go. Now, eyes and ears. Let's go.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't
Are
so
we?
damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us
Hello,
alive.
Hunted.
We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included.
Oh well, that's a risk I'm
Are you
willing to
not
take.
challenge-
Let's just proceed to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
Fair enough.
I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase.
Hunted, I cannot hear you. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See?
I
We
do
have
agree.
even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it.
Alright. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any.
At this point, yeah. This was discussed in the cage.
Step forward and approach
Eventually
the door
just
to the
becomes a part of you.
basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You do see it, right? All we see is a damned mirror. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean?
Let's
You
smash
bring
it.
your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yeah?
Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
Let's do that. If you want to fight, then how about you come and get one?
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
We'll need to show ourselves. Make her boil over and forget her metal bindings. Fine by me.
Alright. Heading to the basement landing.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember every crack and crevice. We'll need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling. Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
Yeah, no, you're just into some weird shit,
Don't
dude.
get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run.
Yeah, I've learned
I
to
really
listen
don't
to the
like the
hunted.
sound of this. It's the only
so.
way we live.
Yeah.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
Step closer, stopping just outside her chains.
You step forward, stopping just outside the reach of her chains. The princess scoffs.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you? You're
Maybe.
teasing me with what I want, but I'm sick of waiting.
Oh,
I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
and come here.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
Yeah, I guess we run.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Calm down.
Good.
Sure.
You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
I'm just trying to make sure we
Little
win.
bird, where do you think you're going?
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And
Yep.
we'll take the fight with us. Your
I'm sitting
skin
stubborn.
hums
Very good
tight with
deal.
adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance
Hello.
back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
Yep.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
We're gonna listen to the hunted. You've fallen right into my trap.
Oh, we'll see about that. Traps aren't real. The only thing that's real is bloodshed.
She charges, fully determined to end you in a single move.
Hunted?
Left, now.
Left.
As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh.
Jesus Christ.
It's nothing. A scratch.
Sure.
Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned.
Stubborn and Hunted, when they unite on one goal, they are an incredible duo.
We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we? You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now!
Can't.
You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground. Nothing! These blows are nothing to us! But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
Yes,
Something
I
feels
have.
wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
Well, who would have seen this coming? Alright, next will be the Wraith. Ooh.
You're hit. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
It does. And that's what we're gonna do.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
Oh no.
You're
How
adorable
odd.
when you're confused. But I didn't say you could touch me.
That didn't scare me. Nope, nuh-uh.
Why
No.
are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
That's essentially what we're doing this time around. Slay the princess. Harder.
You swing at the princess once more, and once more your blade cuts through nothing as she disappears.
Really?
Her voice chides from elsewhere in the room. You whirl around, finding her hovering between you and the basement stairs, looking you over with grim disappointment. She draws in close.
I was willing to let bygones be bygones, killer. I was willing to ignore everything you did to me so we could get out of here, together. All I ever wanted was to leave this place. All I ever wanted was to find a way back home.
Crying, please, Vector. You're my favorite princess. I don't want to do this.
Her eyes turn
need
from
to do
wells of
this.
sorrow to pits of wrath as she stares into you.
It's of wrath.
I guess violence is the only language you speak.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then... Yes?
Hmm? Would you like to finish your statement?
Nothing happens.
Huh.
Are you sure about that? Something should have happened. And yet it didn't. We're fine.
We're fine. Stare at her in
You
silence.
can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. The horrific splintering, the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue, an icy, numbing pain.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
Well,
She's
okay.
real, then. If she's making us dead, we should return the favor.
We should. Slay the princess.
You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little, too late.
Ah, that's cute.
In her hand, you realize she clutches your still beating heart. It thumps unsettlingly.
How is it still beating? Well, I guess... No, it shouldn't still be beating, I don't think.
Get her? Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
We have.
See you soon, killer.
See you soon.
I'm afraid you'll never know. As she crushes your precious organ in her hand, everything goes dark, and you die.
Wraith. A princess that is widely underappreciated. I think in the official poll
And here we go again.
for like favorite princesses,
Off to slay her.
Wraith is like has very consistently been near the bottom, along with the Greys. I agree with the Greys. It's not a lot of substance to the Greys in my opinion. They're at the bottom of my list. I don't think Wraith deserves to be down there.
The deck's
Wraith is a
stacked,
pretty
isn't it?
cool
We
princess.
kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost, we start again. I'm starting to think we're being run in circles just for the sake of it. Come on, let's not give in to all that misery just yet. There's got to be a way out of this. There's got to be a right answer. Ah, and what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start?
What if?
That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just some kind of cosmic busy work. I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them.
Proceed to the cabin.
You continue down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do. The more he talks, the more I'm interested in setting her free. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care. It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
Sure does sound that way. Enter the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is long and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward. The only furniture of note is... that's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Oh, that thing's
Great.
gone.
Something else has been taken away from us. I
Great.
suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Let's approach the mirror then.
You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward, towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. We've always
That's
been
not a good
watched.
feeling.
You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others. I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over.
I do agree with the cheated.
You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there.
Wipe the mirror clean.
What are the odds she's waiting for us right now? Just out of sight, on the other side of that glass.
Pretty high.
You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Nothing.
I don't like that.
It's like this place read our mind just to mess with us.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Huh.
Shit, where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap.
Oh, that's
Icy
cute.
pain
Okay.
radiates up from the break, a deep cold
great.
flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right.
Uh-huh.
I thought maybe you'd see what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. A little better, a little worse. Well, maybe a lot worse.
This is a reaction image.
So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
That's fine. I actually came here to free you.
Great. See you in a jiffy.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head?
Just
And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides,
I mean, you sure can
I
manifest,
thought you
like, the
wanted
door
to free
closing,
the
the
princess.
dagger falling down the stairs, and the damsel route.
Not like this. You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up.
I'm not even sure why there isn't a pristine blade.
Are
I'm
you
not gonna
seriously
lie.
trying to blame this on us? Your vision fades as she tears
That was
open
also a
the
reaction
membrane
image.
of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong. It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
That's probably what she's trying to do. She doesn't want anything else but
I
her
know.
controlling you.
You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. I'd beg you to resist, but you've already surrendered your will to her, haven't you? Anything to get out of this hellhole. It's a new experience. You should try being possessed sometime. There's nothing else like it.
Okay, Colt's into some weird shit.
Your body inches along the corridor, every step more difficult and painful than the last. Your joints stiff and unresponsive, the shattered bones of your ankle grinding ceaselessly, as if they're fragmenting, then reforming, then snapping all over again as you make your way towards the outside world.
I, I don't like that. There's no way that was 6 subs. I felt like a lot more.
But despite the anguish, it doesn't feel like the exit to the cabin is getting any closer. If anything, it's getting further away.
It doesn't matter how long this hallway is. I will drag this body till there's a piece of meat and feathers. I will be free.
She's pretty damn desperate.
Please, just let her out.
Yes, let me out.
I'm trying, but the
Pointless,
narrator
isn't it?
is...
I can't stop her without you, and you'd already given up by the time we met.
Yeah.
No, screw that. The hallway gets even longer.
Wow, okay.
You had described me into submission. The door is right there.
It's right there.
It really is, isn't it?
I walk to it. I place your bloody hand on the door.
Why is my hand bloody?
I made you twist the handle.
Isn't saying all of this his job?
It's gone.
Oh. Didn't even know.
Oh, he really is, isn't he?
Huh.
I had a feeling you could deal with him for us.
I did nothing. He dealt with himself.
This is it then. The big moment. I just hope it's a way out.
The handle clicks as we push forward. The air is different here.
But as you step outside the bounds of the cabin, you feel another violent tear, a rending that cuts all the way down to your soul. You once again are separated from everything that nestled in the deep crevices of your body, from everything that isn't you.
We're us again. How interesting. We actually won, didn't we?
What is happening to me?
Ooh, she doesn't like this. On to the wild, another pretty interesting
You're
element.
on a
Now, what if we just don't listen to the hunted? Stand still.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, the princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured. I guess that's it then, isn't it?
No.
Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous
Icky.
lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. You still have
Don't
that
worry,
steel
I will.
claw.
I will do
Tear
something.
through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that. That is a bad thing to do.
Very, very bad. So we just start digging.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Yes, I am.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
Just continue digging.
You slice again, deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart. The pulling returns to banging as
It
the
is
princess
so loud.
desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
I can sure as hell try. Slay the princess.
Though your body is dissolving, eroding into unrecognizable shapes, your will drives it forward. You have a target, and you will strike it.
We're too late, aren't we? This isn't survival. This is spite.
You're right.
No, it's something better. It's fulfilling a noble destiny. Your lone, functioning arm lashes out, stabbing up towards the princess's heart.
So you found a way to kill me? Then we'll die together, and I will see you again soon.
With those prophetic words, you do not draw another breath, your body tangled and melting in the cooling folds of the princess's flesh. Everything goes dark, and you die. But at least you've saved the world. I hope.
Well, welcome to the wild. The final princess we have not seen. Ooh, and we get this cursor. Hell yeah.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
Princess.
That's not the princess, is it?
Yep.
Oh no, can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh, I like that. I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart, and we can be so much more still, vast, unfathomable.
You're not mad at us for stabbing you in the heart, are
Oh
you?
Lord, Opportunist is here.
No. Are you mad at me for swallowing you whole?
No.
Nah, not really. It all seems so petty right now. She ate you, and now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
The fuck do you mean convinced? I can hear her. We are stuck together.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one.
That's what I meant to say, yeah.
This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
Literally, it is. Why should anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like being this.
You can't just passively exist forever. Not with her. That isn't how it works. The princess ate you last time. Stop passively vibing with a literal predator and remember that you're enemies. Remember what she's done to you.
We vibe to the wild
much
theme.
It hurt.
Yeah, we're vibing.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
I'm down.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now?
This is what we want.
So petty. We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Yes.
I can feel a thumping. A heartbeat. Like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Well then stop paying attention to it, dumbasses.
Stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
We don't want that.
Don't look at it!
I'm not going to, Jesus Christ. Turn inward and find your freedom.
You fall inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere. We just need to test the boundaries.
Yeah, we just
We
need
just
to
need to
break
find the
out.
right place to be at the right time.
I unfortunately, Opportunist is right. We just need to find the right place where the structure is the weakest.
You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal. Some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same. What is he going on about? What does he know about us? You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
There's a place you need to be. You just need to find it. Come on. You just gotta dig in.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you. This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible. All he has are words, and words aren't real. We're real.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
I trust you. Let's get out of here.
You won't find anything. If I have to starve you, if I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
But you do find something. It's cold and smooth, and gently buckles, then cracks under the pressure of your consciousness, flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this. Right now. I think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it, and free us all.
Shatter the cage.
No, stop!
There go my frames. But his pleas disappear at the sound of breaking glass. For a moment, you and she gaze through the tiniest hole in the world at the place you need to be.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
This beautiful. We need to be there. We won't be safe until we are. We won't be whole.
And then it's gone.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
Slay the princess. Really like the only
Violence has
option
always
we
been
can
our
choose here.
language,
All right.
hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save it, a web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves, laid upon a web of nerves, the shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. Where did you end and I begin? When you felt what it was to be me, we held on to each other and pierced the veil of truth. Will you abandon that curiosity now that we are no longer joined in physicality?
If that's a statement directly, still want to know what's out there.
And we will see it all together.
Who's this again? Ah, the Wraith. There go my frames. I did not get the last bit of her line there. The music is so loud. Address you directly. I fear you now more than ever. What the hell is going on here?
Reason to fear me. There would be no dance if we weren't equals. And are we not dancing now?
Hello, Eye of the Needle.
Crush you. I bleed you. I grind you to paste. My scars are a memory of what you used to be to me. I want those feelings back. You run, but you do not run away. You take me somewhere new, somewhere we can dance like we used to. But I could not follow your steps. There was no better gift for me than the gift of defeat. You showed me how much more I could be. We made each other better. To have no challenges to fade into nothing. A life without obstacles is no life at all.
Not all obstacles are equal. Can meaning not exist in the absence of cruelty and pain?
To lose me is to remain the same. What meaning can be taken from a single moment frozen in time?
All conflict is violence. But to remove conflict itself is to remove the textures that define us.
Here is... Ah, yes.
This torrent of blades catching from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts are not you. Alive,
Can't hear you.
dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, and alive, dead, alive, dead, all at once.
You learned to put yourself away, and in your stillness you humbled me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
After everything you put me through, it felt good to watch you fall apart.
And it was a joy for me to finally face my own. Even when I thought I reached my limits, you showed me how much further I could climb.
Let's go.
So, if you remember from yesterday, or if you just remember the general process of Slay the Princess, we're supposed to get 5 guys.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but
Where was
guess
the
it's a
stranger?
little after that, isn't it? Do you
need me to describe things? That'd be nice. A little comfort in an almost
Hello,
unfamiliar
Contrarian.
place. Oh, you made it here too?
Yeah.
We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean.
Let's take some description. Well, yeah, let's take the
Yeah,
description.
Of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's not really a cabin, is it? It's that terrifying blend of everything. Only it doesn't feel so terrifying anymore.
Yeah.
It's still shaped like a cabin, it's just different in places. There's still walls, a door to the basement, a table, that knife. Windows.
Windows.
You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin descriptions, did he?
No. You would really only mention that, like, in a couple routes, that the light barely gets through, but that usually happens once you get to the stairs.
I always thought they were implied. He never mentioned the mirror either, but that didn't mean he implied it was there.
Yeah.
It's gone, though. I think it did whatever it needed to do. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
We are going to take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seems to give us more things we can do, right? So, you're not going to suggest we throw it out the window? No, we've been through too much for that. And he's gone, so there's no one left to mess with but ourselves.
So I assume that only happens if you get both the stranger and the contrarian razor.
You've gotten serious.
He has, it's
Besides,
weird.
What's the third beat? It isn't funny if I suggest that twice, especially since you never took me up on it last time. There's the guy I know.
Alright. Throw the blade out the window.
You actually did it! I know I just told you not to, but I'm proud that you did it anyways. It's like you've finally left the nest. Yeah, just like that it's gone, isn't it? Blade tossed, glass shattered. I guess we'll have to make do without it. There's your third beat. Hey! You're right. Good work. That was really funny.
Okay, no, for realsies, we do need the knife. Enter the basement.
Those winding stairs again. But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice? Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite.
Oh, right, we got that
Not
version
this
of the
time.
princess.
We don't know what you want from us, but let's talk. All of us. Maybe we can help you find your way.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least somebody here feels put together.
So, continue down the stairs.
And forward we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting. That was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart.
Hmm?
Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
So, you brought the knife. After everything you've seen, and all the lives we've lived together, you still aren't sure what you want to do? Unless you are. We just hope you're sure of yourself, one way or the other.
So, first thing we're gonna do, slay the princess.
This is really it then. Let's see this through.
So, you've made a choice for all of us. Even through everything, through all the worlds we've seen and experienced, through all the lives we've known and lost, we could never imagine a world without you and us. It doesn't feel possible. Despite it all, we've always loved you. We hope you don't regret what comes next.
Blink and the princess is gone. Sit with them. So, I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this.
We don't think there's a way for us to leave, but maybe there doesn't have to be an ending. The way it all works seems to be based on you. If you believe we can do something, then we can do it. So believe that we can put it all back. Believe we can fix this place. And believe we can make us all forget. Believe we can send us all back to the beginning, before anyone woke up. before the truth consumed us.
Can they really do that? Are you sure that's what you want? Why wouldn't it be what we want? Especially if it brings him back. We can't keep going without a nemesis.
Let's just agree to her plan.
Okay. If this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. Speak for yourself. Maybe I'll see you too. Maybe I won't.
Maybe not. Fully depends on if we get Contrarian again.
They take the blade from our hand and stare fondly into our eyes.
Just do it! I love you.
We love you too. Everything is going to be okay.
Into the
No
basement.
blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. If that's what you think is best, then that's what you think is best. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
So you didn't bring the knife. After all the lives we've lived together, and all the lives we haven't, you somehow found a way to move outside of the script. Are we missing a page?
So, what if we just leave?
He'd hate that. So you should do it. Even if he isn't here anymore, it's the spirit of the thing.
Leave? But what would happen if we left with you? Would we exist inside ourselves? Are you sure you want to find out if that's possible, or what that would mean for you? Is that what you want?
Take their hand in yours. Doesn't matter what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together. That's all I want.
After so many iterations, so many different versions of us clashing and coming together and clashing again, leaving with you feels like all we ever really wanted.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you. Yeah, I think we've done our job.
Yeah. Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it. Thanks for making all the hard choices along the way.
Yeah? Leave with the princess. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. Quiet as you ascend, comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. There is an energy in the silence, and electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel their hand tremble in yours. They're unsure of themselves for the first time in their long and short existence. They have no part to play anymore, and they know this, yet they still are. And then they cross the room to the door outside, pulling you excitedly with them.
We can feel the threads of all the stories we've told together, all pulling us back down the stairs and into those chains where we know the outcome of everything that could ever come to pass. It's comfortable there, but it's confining. We want more. We want whatever might be on the other side of this door. Something new that we'll experience together, with someone who exists outside of us. With someone who can see us in a way we can never see ourselves.
It's almost tradition at this point.
And we love you too.
You know what? We'll take that as our stranger ending.